It would be very helpful if you first try to solve the problem yourself before watching this video.
Question 249. On which of the following intervals of x is the graph of this y function decreasing? We know that if y is increasing like that, then slope of tangent line, which is y prime, is positive, right? If y is decreasing, then slope of tangent line, which is y prime, is negative, right? The question here is to look for interval of x where this graph is decreasing, right? So we have to find the interval where y prime is negative, right? So we have to find the derivative of this function, and we're going to set that is equal to 0, find the critical point, and then we're going to perform the first derivative test. All right? Okay, let's do this. So y prime is equal to 4x cubed minus 4x, right? So let's factor this. 4x, x squared minus 1, that is equal to 4x. X squared minus 1 is x minus 1 times x plus 1. This is our y prime, and set that is equal to 0. So our critical points are x equals 0, or 1, and negative 1, right? We have 3 critical points, and we're going to perform the first derivative test. So let me draw this horizontal line. Okay, this is a number line, x. Here we have negative 1, 0, 1 here, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 intervals to test. So this is y prime, right? So we're going to substitute one of the number on this interval right here. So any number less than negative 1. So let's substitute negative 2. Okay. So if x is negative 2, substitute in the expression factored form here. So if x is negative 2, negative 2, negative 2, you know, this is negative, right? Negative times negative 3, negative times negative. Negative times negative times negative. 3 negatives are multiplied together, then that's going to be negative, right? So this interval is negative. Does that make sense? Now let's substitute any number between negative 1 and 0. So probably negative 0.5. Okay, so negative 0.5, negative 0.5, negative 0.5 here. So this is going to be negative. Negative 0.5 minus 1, negative. Negative 0.5 plus 1, that's positive, right? So negative times positive. If 2 negatives are multiplied, then that's going to be positive, right? So here, this interval is positive. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, next, we're going to substitute any number between 0 and 1. So let's say 0.5. Okay, positive 0.5. So this is a 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Here, this is a positive. 0.5 minus 1, that's a negative 0.5. Negative 0.5 plus 1, positive. Positive times positive, right? So that's going to be negative. Okay? So last, we're going to substitute 2. Any number greater than 1. Let's substitute 2. So erase this. So if we substitute 2 for x, that's positive. 2 minus 1, positive. 2 plus 1, positive, right? So here we have a positive. So function y is decreasing on this interval right here, where y prime is negative, right? So this interval right here. This interval right here. So the answer has to be interval where x is less than 1 or x is between 1 and 0. So the answer is C, right?